Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna build a little cabin. I saw the cutest little picture of a little blue cabin on Instagram and I got super inspired and I wanted to build it. So I came over here to a vacation lot and bulldozed this cabin to replace it with mine. So the picture I saw was of this really simple little A-frame building, and I felt like it was easy enough that I could build it and tackle it, and I wanted to give it my best shot. So I'm raising the foundation up and I'm putting it on these little platforms, and I've not really built with platforms before. I typically only build just your average everyday little houses on normal little foundations. So this cabin was raised up off the ground. So of course I wanted to try that out. And I wanted to put a big pointy roof on it because the one in the picture did as well. And it had this little side building. So the only pictures that I had were just of the front of it. I have no idea what the inside looked like. I had no idea what the back of it looked like. It was only the front area. So I took a lot of liberties in this build. Ultimately, I'm very happy with it. I did put a big porch on the front as well to match the picture, but also you can't have a cabin without big porches. I think a lot of the fun is just the stuff that you do outside the cabin as well. And I wanted to put these wraparound wood stairs on there. And I painted it blue to match the picture that I saw. And then I also put a little chimney. And I have been going to the Little Simsy School of Chimneys and Roofs. And I have to say, she is super talented and makes it super easy to learn. So if you're struggling with your roofs or just builds in general, I would totally recommend checking out some of her tutorials. They are awesome. I'm really happy with how this chimney came out, and I like this better because I don't really like the ones that come pre-made in the game. They don't look super natural to me, so I like the little build-it-yourself one. And then I also went ahead and changed the roof into more of a slanty roof because I felt like that matched it a lot better. And then I made it super extra pointy because the picture that I'm going off of for reference is very, very pointy. Um, I did struggle with the front just because the windows were very set into the shape of the pointy triangle part. And we really don't have that many options in The Sims that would work. So I go kind of back and forth with the windows. And, they it is what it is. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. So just be aware. We're gonna see lots of changes in Windows. I did like that the front door is kind of like a sliding door. I thought that was really cool for like a vacation home or for, a cabin. It doesn't have to be super fancy of a door. It's just a easy, breezy sliding glass door onto your front patio. Actually, I don't even know if this is the front, right? Like it's the picture. There was no context. It literally could have been the back of the house, but I'm just making it the front of the house because that was my context. Oh well. Now we get into the inside, and like I said, I didn't know what the inside looked like, so I had to just kind of make my best guess. So I just kind of stuck a bed in a corner that I thought would look good for a bedroom. And then I really wanted to have everything else be pretty open. And just all the living space is just all in one room, basically. Because I was thinking cabins are typically pretty small, they're pretty cozy. So, you don't need a whole ton of rooms unless you're, I don't know, in one of those mega Airbnb cabins that sleeps like 16 people, but that was not this. This is like a little weekend getaway cabin where maybe it's just, you by yourself or you and like your best friend or significant other. Just a private little weekend cabin. And I wanted to make the kitchen very simple, just open. I moved some stuff around. Like, really, the inside, I think, could have had more room, but at the same time, it's just a vacation rental. It's not a mansion. It's not meant to be lived in all the time. So I was just going for what are your basic essentials? What would you use for like a long weekend or maybe just a week? And, hey, like sometimes like this is what your house looks like. You don't have a whole lot of room. This is probably bigger than my apartment. So, you know what I mean? It was just the way that it was laid out just didn't mean to have like a lot of spaces. I do have a living area, like a living room area, and I also have kind of like a little reading nook sunroom. I love places with lots of natural light. So I have that big window. I think it's from the mosquito pack in the back there. And I have our little TV area. I'm one of those people that loves to have television. So for me to relax, like I need to have something to watch, whether it be TV or just an iPad with Netflix on it. I need to have something to watch. So I put a TV in this space. I also put a wood burning stove because I love to be warm and I would have that playing, burning all the time. And I love this little table too. I think that it has just this right kind of cabin little vibe. Sometimes when you have more eclectic furniture in places, it's, makes the area a little bit more fun and interesting to look at. So put that in there too. Have these chairs and some suitcases just to show like, hey, you're on vacation. And I put a lot of plants in this build too, probably more than I needed to, but I really love the plants in The Sims. So I put as many as I could in this very small space. And I have pictures of plants too, because, why not? We just want to make it super cozy and super homey. I did put a tall table behind the couch. It's kind of outside of the kitchen, but again, like the kitchen is all in one space. And I thought that that was a really cool way to have a eating space and you can sit and watch television or you can sit and be a part of the conversation because maybe you do have more people here. And more folks can just like hang out in that space. The bedroom's pretty simple, just normal bed, lots of blankets. I love this bed a lot. I use it in a lot of my builds just because I personally like a lot of blankets. So the fact that this looks like it's just piled with blankets makes me super happy. For the flooring, I just went for a simple wood floor. And then I was really excited to get into this rock wall. I wanted to do something a little different. I normally don't play around with the rock walls too much, but I wanted to bring in kind of that cabiny kind of feel. So I put the rock wall there, and then I have this like lilac kind of pinky color, and then a neutral living space, and this beautiful teal in the bedroom. And I'm really excited with how the color scheme came together. Um, Normally, not colors that I use too often in living spaces. So, really liked that. Now I'm just going to be putting art on the walls, cluttering up the place. I love that duck statue. I found him and was like, yeah, he totally belongs here in this cabin. And then the tray. And then I also grabbed a coat hanger because I was thinking, maybe if it's ever snowing or something like that, you'd hang your coats there. So I wanted to just kind of tuck that in. The one part that I kind of struggled with was this little hallway that became part of the house when I added the bedroom. I wasn't really sure what to add there. So I ended up just putting a console table and piling it full of plants. I don't really know if that goes in a cabin. It looks more like a formal like entryway, but I think it just kind of works. I really didn't want to like clutter it up with like a bunch of just outdoor activities. And I thought that the plants are just a nice touch. So I went with a console table, just super simple, nothing crazy, to fill the space up. I was going to put a dining table there, but I already had it in the living room, so I didn't need it. But the one thing I absolutely wanted was a hot tub because you can't go into the mountains and stay at a cabin without a hot tub. And I ended up sizing it down so it fit my little space better and it fit perfectly in there. I hope my Sims can use it. And I can't wait for them to try. But if not, it's just going to be an unusable hot tub on the back deck. Then I started putting in some activities in the front. One of the things that I wanted to make sure that I had were bicycles, because if you ever stay at like an Airbnb or something like that, they always say, "Oh, there's bicycles." So I had to make sure we had bicycles on property for people to use. I've never actually used any of the bicycles that come at like Airbnbs or anything like that. I don't know, just a little funky to me. I don't trust myself enough to ride strangers' bicycles. And then I grabbed some pine trees out of debug so that we could match the trees that are in the area. And I'm pretty proud of that. I think it looks super awesome and like really natural. The picture that I was using for inspiration had two pine trees like off the side. And then I tucked the two little bikes off to the side of the one tree by the front of the house. So if you were to ride the bikes, you can just grab them and go. And it's super simple. And then I added a little path to our larger path that doesn't connect. I really wish that you could like change the terrain around properties, but it's fine. It's The Sims. And then the last thing I did for the yard there was get kind of a barbecue area. You can barbecue on that, and got a picnic table. I didn't really put a lot of effort into the back of the house. It was more about the front of the house than anything. And I added some wear and tear for you to like be walking. And then there's a water balloon bucket there. And then finally, I get into putting some fairy lights on the trees. And that's the build. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that you really enjoyed watching me build this, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!